Hello. Today I want to continue my School System Budget Series 101 and talk about local funding that is used to make up Alexander County School System's overall budget. I want to give you a recap of my previous presentation to remind you that our local funding makes up approximately 15% of the school system's total budget. It is called either Fund 2 or General Expense Funding. State law requires counties to supplement adequate amounts of money from sources under the control of the county commissioners to maintain a system of free public schools. To be specific, General Statute 115C-426 requires that the local current expense fund include appropriations sufficient when added to appropriations from the state for current operating expense of the public school system in conformity with the educational goals and policies of the state and local Board of Education, within the financial resources consistent with the fiscal policies of the Board of County Commissioners. Typically, the local appropriation given to school systems is generated from collected property taxes. This holds true in Alexander County. Public education is one of the most expensive institutions funded by state and local governments because most children in the state use public education for 12 or more years. Where exactly does our local allocation in Alexander County go? Our local allocation for the 2017-18 school year totaled $6,031,900. As you can see from this chart, we use local funds for a long list of operating expenses. Please pay special attention to the top two items on the slide. Almost half of the money is used to cover staff supplements and utilities for the school system. Just a few of the other items paid for with this local funding include additional classroom teachers, athletic supplements for coaches, athletic supplies, professional training for staff, digital resources for our students, and resource officers and security monitoring. Again, those are just a few of the things we use the money for each year. On April 9th, I made a formal request to the county commissioners for the 2018-19 school year. This amount totaled $7,009,000. Yes, that was a $977,901 increase from the previous year's funding. It actually made the headlines of the paper, in red, I might add, and I want to explain why an increase like this is necessary. On the list of items that local money is used to fund, you saw a variety of additional personnel needed in our school system to meet the needs of our students. When state lawmakers decide to increase things such as retirement and health care costs or provide raises to teachers and staff, the money we receive from the state does not cover the cost of giving these increases to all employees. This slide shows an increase of more than $500,000 in spending for the upcoming school year due to these state increases. I also want to emphasize we have no control over these state mandates and we have no way to generate revenue to cover these increases. We rely totally on the funding from the state, federal government, and county commissioners. Also, there are still many unknowns for the budget, such as salary increases for non-certified staff and safety requirements that will likely increase this amount when the budget is finalized. The Budget Committee and I tried to be fair in our annual request because we realize we are not the only agency in Alexander County that requires local funding. We also have additional staff needs, such as social workers, nurses, and counselors that we did not ask additional funding for due to the limited local funds. I hope you have a better understanding of local funding for the Alexander County school system. I will conclude this budget series after we receive our local allocation in order for you to better understand what the overall budget will look like for our students and staff in 2018-19. As always, thank you.